Hello fans, collectors, investors, welcome back to Iconic Baseball. I'm Iconic Al. I'm taking a break from the countdown this weekend as I gear up for the top 5, but I got a Beckett Authentication order back just yesterday and I haven't had a chance to go through it yet, so I figured why not make a little no-nonsense Beckett Authentication reveal video before I put these cards into my collection. So here we have a 10 card order, and this was a February special through BGS or Beckett Authentication, where it was a $15 per card encapsulation and authentication special. So I thought that offered pretty good value. These are some cards here that I may not have opted to pay to get authenticated and encapsulated otherwise, but at the $15 level, I figured why not? These are more for nostalgia, for preservation, protection, and posterity. Not necessarily high value cards, but ones that I thought, you know what, I wanted authenticated and in slabs for my long-term collection. So without any further ado, here is my 10 card Beckett Authentication order. First of all, the larger piece. This is a really nice postcard featuring Tony Gwynn. One that's been in my collection for a long time. And I've always loved the image, a very nice, intimate image of Tony Gwynn with a really nice signature there. And I've always had it, you know, raw in my collection, and I've always kept it along with my Tony Gwynn Game News batting gloves, which I happen to have right here. I just dug out for the purpose of this video. These are my Tony Gwynn Game News batting gloves from 1999. He actually got a hit with these, number 3045 of his career. And I've always kept this photo, this postcard, along with those Game News batting gloves because his batting gloves are sort of featured on that postcard. It's not the exact same color scheme, but it just shows you the model of Franklin batting gloves that he wore. And I thought it was a nice image to keep along with those batting gloves. So I figured, well, for a $15 authentication fee, and I paid a little bit extra to have this autograph graded. I actually got a autograph grade of 10. So paid a little bit extra for this one to have the autograph grade on there, but just a really beautiful image of Tony Gwynn that I will continue to keep along with the batting gloves in my collection. So very happy to have that slabbed and authenticated and graded. So that's the Tony Gwynn piece. And if you want to see these batting gloves in more detail, check out video number 57. On my countdown, which is my Tony Gwynn video. And I go through these batting gloves in more detail. Okay, now for the cards. All right. First up, we have a beautiful Bill Mazeroski, 1960 tops. Beautiful centering on that card. And this is really an important year for Bill Mazeroski. Any Pirates fan knows 1960 is the year that he won the World Series with a Game 7 walk-off home run to vanquish the Yankees, the juggernaut Yankees, and the underdog Pirates would go on to win that 1960 World Series. Bill Mazeroski is 87 years old and the greatest second baseman in Pirates history. So I collect Pittsburgh Pirate Hall of Famers, and this is really nice. I wanted a 1960 representation with a nice Bill Mazeroski autograph on there, and that is it. This beautiful eye appeal on that card, and it feels really good to have that slabbed. So that's my number one. Moving on, chronologically, a really nice Carl Hubbell autograph on a 61 Fleer. And this is, I think, offers great value. Carl Hubbell, I have him on my countdown at number 76 of all time. He's also my 8th highest ranked left-handed starter. Most known for striking out Ruth Gehrig, Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin in succession in the 1934 All-Star Game. Comes from that era. I think he passed away in the late 80s. So, you know, autographs are, I think, starting to dwindle a little bit, but these on-card autographs, I think, are still a great value for Carl Hubbell. And if you look at, you know, signed playing days Carl Hubbell cards, they're already quite expensive. But then if you go just maybe a couple decades beyond the 60s, I think I bought this card for $35. So I thought that offered great value, and I had the autograph graded, and it got an 8. Fair enough. Another reason that I wanted this in a Beckett slab is it couples nicely with my Lefty Grove. So I have kind of 2 pictures of that era, very prominent in the 30s, signed on 61 Fleer cards. So I really like that coupling of Grove and Hubbell. 2 of the greatest left-handed pitchers of all time, and just love how those sort of couple in my collection. All right, moving on. Another nostalgic Pirates piece for my collection, for my Pittsburgh Pirates collection. Newly minted Hall of Famer Jim Leyland. He was the manager of the Pirates back in the early 90s, in late 80s, early 90s. And from my childhood, I remember Jim Leyland very fondly because he managed those playoff teams in the early 90s with Andy Van Slyke and Bobby Bonilla and Doug Drabek and Barry Bonds. And really happy to see him elected to the Hall of Fame this year. And I figured, well, I've had this signed Leyland card for a lot of years. Time to get it slabbed, especially now that he's a Hall of Famer. And I kind of want that preserved and protected for posterity in my Pirates Hall of Fame collection. So congratulations, Jim Leyland. Well deserved. 2024 Hall of Famer. And I guess this does fit in with my Pirates collection, but Dr. Beckett signed this for me at this year's National, and I thought, how appropriate to have this preserved in a Beckett slab. And it looks great. I love it. So I have this fan favorites card that came out in 2005, I believe. Yeah, 2005 Topps fan favorites, Dr. Beckett, hobby legend. He was nice enough to sign this card for me at the National in Chicago. And I felt, well, to complete this piece, it really should be in a Beckett slab. So there it is. And I guess technically it fits into my Pirates collection because he's pictured here with the Pirates. So that's awesome. Very excited to have that in a slab, and a Beckett slab, of course. All right, next up, another nostalgic piece for me. Sean Casey's very first card. The 1995 Watertown Indians. Sean Casey, this is when he was in the minor leagues. And this is special to me because Sean himself gave this to me when we went over to his house. I've said on many videos before, he grew up down the street from us, my brother and I. And when we first went down, he was very excited that he had a few of these with his really early signature on there, his very first autograph. And he said, this is my first card. And he gave one to me. So this is actually the copy of this card that Sean gave to me with an autograph on there. And it's, pretty bare bones minor league card. But this predates his rookie in 96 Topps. And it's the earliest card that I know of for Sean Casey. So pretty cool, nostalgic, and it's pretty cool that Beckett had that information in their system. The 95 Watertown Indians team issue. So it's nice to have that documented on the flip. But very special card for me. Sort of goes back to the very origins of Sean Casey as a professional baseball player. All right. Next up, we have some other Sean Casey pieces. I decided to grade my 5 favorite Sean Casey autographs since I have so many, but I figured, well, grade 5 of the ones that you really, really like that are maybe a little bit more significant than most. This is one from another minor league issue, 97 Akron Arrows, pictured there with the Akron team, the Indians affiliate, and a really nice pose of a kneeling Sean Casey with a beautiful autograph. This is one that he signed for us back in the day. But I like these ones that sort of go way back to his early days in the minor leagues, both the Watertown Indians and the Akron Arrows. Okay, and we have 3 more Casey issues here that I think they're more significant sets now, especially with this latest boom in the hobby in the 90s stuff. This is a Metal Universe from 1999. This was an all-star season for Sean Casey. And since the PMG craze, these Metal Universe cards have really picked up in popularity. So I figured, well, this would be a good one to have preserved in a slab. Just a really cool pose of Casey going into a slide there. It's a nice autograph. Love that card. And it's right from Sean Casey's prime. This is All-Star year for him. He went to the Boston All-Star game that year in '99. And one of the coolest years, one of the coolest designs of Metal Universe, in my opinion. And then along those same lines, this is a '99 EX Century. So EX was a really cool, clear acetate type of card. These have become more prominent because of the essential credentials. There's been a big chase card lately, but beautiful design on these cards and a nice autograph on there. And one that I just wanted to have slabbed and protected for posterity. And it's a nice example of that set. And from Sean Casey's prime. It's just a beautiful card. I wouldn't have spent to have it slabbed if it wasn't that special, $15 a card, but for that price, it made sense to me. I just wanted to have it done. And then last but not least, we have this 2000 EX Sean Casey. Similar to the last one, but just a different design. But just a beautiful card. It showcases that set really well. A nice autograph. And just one that I wanted protected for the collection. So all these are sort of just PC cards for me. Ones that I figured, well, for that price, it was worth getting those slabbed. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to jumping into the top 5 greatest and most iconic ball players of all time as the countdown resumes next weekend. Until then, keep collecting and stay iconic.